KDE just dropped Plasma 6.6 and this is one of the biggest Plasma releases we've had recently. This is massive. We are talking OCR, copying text straight out of any screenshot. Buttery smooth desktop animations on your high refresh rate monitors, finally. Adjusting the volume of individual apps right from your taskbar and saving your entire desktop setup as a custom global theme with one click. I've been playing with Plasma 6.6 since its release and this is an update packed with new features. Then there are things that quietly and genuinely improve your daily life on the desktop, as we'll see in this video. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, kicking off our list at number 1, a big super useful feature. Spectacle, KDE's built-in screenshot tool, just got something that I genuinely did not expect to land this well. It now has OCR, optical character recognition, baked right in. What that means is, you take a screenshot of anything that has text on it, a PDF, a terminal error, a meme, a web page, whatever, and Spectacle can read that text and hand it straight to your clipboard. Clean, selectable, pastable text, just like that. It's powered by the open source Tesseract engine under the hood. All local, nothing leaves your machine. No cloud, no API calls, no data going anywhere. I think that's a big deal. The way it works is dead simple. Hit your screenshot shortcut, capture the area you want, and in the Spectacle viewer, you'll see a new button. Extract text. Click it, done. Your clipboard now has the text. You can even switch language right there in the viewer if you need to. Now I was testing this on KDE Neon and it doesn't bundle the underlying tech out of the box. So right now on KDE Neon, you have to run sudo apt install Tesseract OCR eng. Restart Spectacle and boom, the button appears and everything works perfectly. I absolutely love this one. This is the best productivity edition in years. I use OCR on my phone and even Windows has this feature. So it's good to see Plasma get this. Now do this for all the photos and we are going to be golden. GNOME developers, now it's your turn. Plasma is leveling up in a very real way, and if this video is making you want to go deeper into Linux, actually roll up your sleeves and experiment more with Linux, you should check out Hostinger, who are also kindly sponsoring this video. Hostinger VPS lets you spin up a full Linux server in about 30 seconds. Ubuntu, Fedora, Arch, Debian, pick your distro, hit deploy and you're in. No USB drives, no partitioning anxiety, no risk of your actual files. And if you want a full graphical desktop, Hostinger has a built-in Ubuntu remote desktop option that gets you there instantly. Your own Linux desktop in the cloud. And you can use it to deploy your own website, your own N8N or Nextcloud server and do a lot more. This is genuinely the cleanest and simplest way to deploy and use Linux cloud machines. I use it all the time. Go to hostinger.com/linuxtex or use the link in the description and use the code LinuxTex at checkout for a sweet discount. Seriously, check them out. Okay, we have something big here. You actually feel it the moment you log in. For a long time, KVin, Plasma's window manager, had a bit of a ceiling problem. No matter what refresh rate your monitor was capable of, 144Hz, 165Hz, 240Hz, the compositor would still base its animation timing on old 60Hz heuristics. So your brand new high refresh rate monitor would be doing all this work and the desktop animations weren't just keeping up. Window opens, workplace switches, minimize animations, all of this fell slightly behind the hardware. And the thing with high refresh rate monitors is, once you see them working at their full capacity, you cannot go back to 60 FPS. That's just how it is. Plasma 6.6 fixes this at the compositor level. KVin now fully leverages the Wayland presentation time protocol, which means it syncs renderings precisely to your display's actual refresh rate and vertical blanking interval, not an approximation, the real thing. And the difference is immediately noticeable. Window animations feel physical, workspace transitions feel instant. Everything just moves the way you'd expect it on a premium desktop to move. I tried it on my friend's 165Hz monitor and my eyes were happy. That smoothness is something else. Now if you're on a standard 60Hz display, you won't notice a dramatic change. But if you have a high refresh rate monitor, this update alone makes Plasma 6.6 worth it. This is the kind of polish and premiumness that KDE Plasma is known for. KDE is winning in 2026. On number 3, we have another really cool little feature that Plasma 6.6 is bringing. You can now hover your mouse over any application icon in the bottom panel taskbar that's currently playing audio, scroll your mouse wheel and the volume for that specific app goes up or down. Yeah, how cool is that? No opening the audio mixer, no hunting for the right slider, no right clicking anywhere, just hover and scroll. So if you're watching a YouTube video and a notification sound blasts from your another app, you handle it in 1 second without ever leaving what you're doing. It's one of those tiny things that sounds almost too simple to matter until you actually use it every day and then you can never go back. And it doesn't stop there. You also get media seek shortcuts now. You can set global hotkeys to skip forward or backward 5 to 30 seconds in whatever app that's playing media. Yeah, 5 seconds to 30 seconds without switching to the app. People who work with music playing in the background or listen to podcasts, they're going to absolutely love these two updates. Here's how it works. Firstly, just hover the cursor on the icon of the app that is playing media and it will bring this little preview, and you can control the volume here. To directly scroll on top of the icon and change the volume, you need to configure it. Right click on it, click on the configure icons only task manager. Jump to the behavior tab and here scrolling behavior, select the adjust hover task volume and click on apply. Yeah, you can now see it working. Number 4 is for everyone who has ever shared their screen and had a mini heart attack, aka me. As a YouTuber, this feature is tailor-made for me. Plasma 6.6 now lets you hide any individual window from your screen recording and live streams. All you have to do is right click the title bar of the window you want to hide and you'll see a new option, hide from screencast. Click it and the window becomes completely invisible to OBS, your screen recording software, or anyone watching your stream. It's still right there on your screen, fully usable. The rest of the world just can't see it. Yeah, I can see it here on my screen, it's still here, but OBS is not seeing it, so you don't see it. This is really cool. Think about what this means practically. You're doing a live tutorial and your password manager is open in the corner, you can hide it. You're streaming and your Discord DMs are on the screen, you can hide it. You're recording a video and a personal chat window pops up, or you're presenting something and your notes are open, you can hide them. All of this without stopping the recording, without minimizing anything, without breaking your flow. Actually, I want to take a moment here. This is the kind of feature that makes you realize how much Plasma developers actually think about real world use cases. Not just features for the sake of features, actual thoughtful design. Definitely a very niche feature, but man, Plasma just gets you. On number 5, we have something really nice for the customization lovers. You know who you are. KDE Plasma has always been the king of desktop customization, no denying that. You can change practically everything. Icons, colors, window decorations, panel layouts, fonts, effects, everything. And over time, a lot of us build up this very specific setup that feels just right. The perfect combination of everything. The problem has always been that once you had it, it was yours and yours alone. You couldn't save it as a single package and apply it again on a fresh install or share with someone else. You'd have to recreate it manually every time. That was genuinely painful. Plasma 6.6 fixes this. You can now take your entire current desktop setup, your colors, your theme, your icons, all of it, and save it as a custom global theme with one click. Give it a name, save it, and it lives right there alongside all your other themes. Apply it on any machine, share it with the community, back it up before a reinstall and restore it instantly. Yeah, these custom global themes are fully portable. Just zip the folder from local share Plasma, look and feel, and share it, save it for later, or drop it on the KDE store. Fresh install, copy paste, and you're back to your perfect desktop in seconds. And there's a bonus feature tucked in there that I love. These custom global themes can now be linked to automatic day and night switching schedule. So your desktop can have a light look during the day and automatically switch to your dark setup at sunset without you doing anything. People have been asking this for years. This is massive. Next up, we have two new additions that both point in the same direction, making Plasma friendlier for more people. First is the brand new Plasma keyboard. This is a completely rebuilt on-screen virtual keyboard built natively into the Wayland compositor. If you're on a tablet, a convertible laptop, or a touchscreen monitor, this is a game changer. It pops up automatically when a text field gets focused. It's properly styled to match the rest of the desktop, and here's the thing that actually impressed me. It's smart enough to shift the active window upward when it appears, so it never covers what you're trying to type into. That sounds like a small thing, but legacy Linux touch keyboards got this wrong for years. Now this only works with displays with a touchscreen, so you gotta keep that in mind. And alongside that, Plasma 6.6 also introduces Plasma Setup, a brand new first run wizard that appears after a fresh install. It walks you through creating your user account, setting your language and locale, and getting the desktop configured, all in a clean, polished interface that feels completely at home. Hardware vendors like Tuxedo are already using this to ship Plasma on their machines. Both of these together make Plasma genuinely better for first-time Linux users and people coming from other operating systems. Plasma is growing up, and it shows. Plasma 6.6 brings 3 serious Wayland improvements in one shot. First, screen mirroring. Duplicating your screen to another monitor has been massively overhauled and actually works reliably now. Second, you can define custom screen modes. So if your monitor supports a resolution or a refresh rate that wasn't showing up before, you can just add it to yourself. Third, and this is a technical one, per DRM plane color pipelines. Each display layer now gets its own independent color processing. That's huge for multi-monitor setups and HDR accuracy. None of these are flashy features you can demo in 2 seconds, but if you've been waiting for Wayland to feel complete, this is that moment. Wayland on Plasma 6.6 is genuinely ready. Plasma 6.6 now lets you connect to a Wi-Fi network by scanning its QR code with your device's camera or webcam. No more typing out long passwords or SSIDs character by character. You click the network icon in your system tray and open the network widget, and there's a new QR code icon in the top right corner. Click it, point your webcam at the QR code on a router sticker, a phone screen, a public Wi-Fi poster, whatever, and you're connected. Android phones show your QR codes for Wi-Fi networks that you're already connected. So just hold your phone in front of your laptop webcam and you're connected. Plasma uses QRCA, KDE's lightweight QR scanner app, to handle the decoding. If you don't have it installed, Plasma will prompt you to get it to Discover. Now, to be clear, this is specifically for scanning QR codes to join networks for your Plasma laptop. Generating a QR code to share your own connections is something Plasma has actually supported for years. This is the new part, and it's a genuinely useful addition. And number 9, a small but genuinely useful quality of life addition. If your device has an ambient light sensor, which many modern laptops do, Plasma 6.6 can now use it to automatically adjust your screen brightness based on the lighting around you, just like your phone. Walk into a bright room, the screen gets brighter, dim the lights, the screen dims with them. It's optional, it's non-intrusive, and the tuning in this release is noticeably better than early attempts at this in previous versions. It's the kind of thing that once you turn it on, you just stop thinking about screen brightness entirely, and that's exactly how it should work. Before we wrap up, a few more things worth mentioning quickly. Plasma 6.6 significantly reduces idle RAM usage and fixes multiple memory leaks, so your desktop just sits lighter on your system over time. The Aurora window decorations engine has been completely rewritten. If you use custom window themes, they'll render faster and with far fewer bugs. You can now Alt plus double click any file or folder to open its properties directly. And fonts can be installed right from inside the Discover app without touching the terminal. Small things, but they all add up. That's what a mature desktop looks like. Alright, I want to take a moment here before we wrap up, because I think this release, Plasma 6.6, is huge. I've been using KDE Plasma on and off for about 10 years now, and I'll be honest with you, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. There were times when I loved it, times when I left it, times I came back, but ever since KDE Plasma hit version 6, something shifted. It became a complete rock star. Stable, polished, fast, everything just clicked, and 6.6 takes that and pushes it even further. And here's what I really want you to understand about this release. It's not about one single wow factor. There's no one thing that makes you say, okay, I'm upgrading just for this. What makes 6.6 special is that it brings a whole host of improvements that quietly, genuinely improve the quality of your life on this desktop. The OCR in Spectacle, that alone can change how you work. Better high refresh rate animations, your eyes will thank Plasma every single day. Saving your entire desktop setup as a global theme, that is something people have been asking for years. And these things compound. And that's exactly what a mature, confident desktop looks like. Yeah, this is a big one. KDE Plasma 6.6 is available on OpenSUSE Tumbleweed, Arch Linux, and KDE Neon as of now. This will land in stable distros later on. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and also leave me a big thumbs up. And if this video is making you want to go deeper into Linux, try more distros, break things, learn without any fear, that's exactly where today's sponsor Hostinger comes in. Check out Hostinger using the link given in the description below. Hostinger is genuinely one of the best Linux VPS services out there to learn and deploy Linux. Spin up a cloud server in seconds, experiment freely, and learn without the fear of breaking your actual hardware. Seriously, check them out. Use the code LinuxTex for a 10% discount. Next up, check out the top 10 best Linux distros of 2026. I tested over 50 distributions this year and narrowed it down to the absolute best. Some of these will blow your mind, so definitely don't miss that. Alright, this is LinuxTex signing out.